Hello, I'm Sycuan Nation. I am the chairman of the National Indian Gaming Commission, and I'm a member of the Coharie Tribe from North Carolina. The National Indian Gaming Commission is an independent federal regulatory body. It is headquartered in Washington, D.C., and led by a three-member commission. The federal agency participates in the oversight of gaming that occurs on Indian land. This includes aspects of the over 525 gaming operations that are licensed by approximately 250 tribal governments in 29 states. Protecting tribal assets derived from Indian gaming is central to the agency's mission. Unlike other industries, the use of Indian gaming assets is limited to specific governmental purposes. These purposes empower tribal communities by strengthening tribal economies. They also grow tribal capacities for governmental programs and services. November 2020 marks the launch of the National Indian Gaming Commission's Vital Voices video series. The video series is a platform for first-hand perspectives on key issues. Awareness around these key issues improves how the agency meets its mission. The video series is also a form of outreach that broadens the public's engagement in and understanding of the agency's mission. Each Vital Voices video series will have a focus. The first series focuses on the coronavirus pandemic's impact on Indian gaming. Necessary measures to protect the public's health and safety have been part of Indian gaming's response to the pandemic. This response has included unprecedented amounts of closures and reductions for Indian gaming operations. This series highlights tribal government leaders' perspectives on what the pandemic impact means for their communities. With this in mind, this video features two tribal leaders. I'm grateful for the insights from the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians Chief Cyrus Ben and the Sycuan Band of Sycuan Nation's Chairman Cody Martinez. I'm looking forward to the additional voices that the video series will feature in the future on this and other topics. The pandemic has brought uncertainty to tribal economies, to the programs and services tribal governments administer, and to the Indian gaming industry's job opportunities on which Native and non-Native families alike rely. Wherever possible, the National Indian Gaming Commission will continue to acknowledge the human cost from the pandemic, implement operational efficiencies and flexibilities, and provide the appropriate regulatory presence necessary for the industry's sustainability. These are important efforts the Commission is making as we all continue on the path toward a strong tribal economic recovery from the pandemic. You can learn more about the National Indian Gaming Commission's ongoing efforts and resources to combat the coronavirus pandemic by visiting the agency's website at www.nigc.gov. The Commission's website features updates on the agency's efforts to combat the pandemic. These efforts stress communicating, monitoring, and collaborating around the national and local level response that has supported Indian country's resilience and our nation's ongoing recovery. Finally, this video features introductory statements by the agency's region directors and closing comments by the agency's chief of staff. Their comments give insight into the scope of the agency's work and give more information about this video series. Thank you for your interest, and again, I'm grateful to the tribal leadership who took the time to share their valuable perspectives and experiences as part of the National Indian Gaming Commission's first Vital Voices video series. I look forward to introducing more videos in this series as the NIGC team continues to present first-person perspectives on this and other topics that are important to hear if the National Indian Gaming Commission is to be effective in meeting its mission. Thank you.
My name is Shauna Castellano, and I serve as the NIGC's Region Director of the St. Paul region and Acting Region Director for the DC region. The DC staff work together to successfully collaborate with 15 independent tribal regulatory gaming authorities to provide regulatory oversight for 42 tribally owned gaming operations between 7 different states. Compliance officers ensure they continuously meet the agency's strategic plan and Chairman Zimmermeyer's focuses, which include integrity, accountability, preparedness, and outreach. We all experience and observe the effects of the pandemic on a daily basis. Today, we are fortunate to be joined by Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians Tribal Chief Ben, who has agreed to share the unique challenges and experiences the Choctaw community has faced since the pandemic began. Thank you, Chief Ben. It is my pleasure to turn it over to you.
Halito, hello from Choctaw, Mississippi. I'm Tribal Chief Cyrus Ben. Thank you for a moment of your time to listen to us in our story of the challenges that we faced during COVID-19 here in our tribal lands in central Mississippi. It's been quite a ride for all of us, as well as it has been for all Indian country and rest of the world itself in this battle that we face. That this pandemic has affected us in many ways. I think though that we strive to gain economic success, the number one thing is the health and welfare of our people. And as a people, we take great pride as our ancestors had been able to overcome adversity and tribulations of their times. And I think that today we, as leaders and as Indian people, we are facing the same challenges in a different spectrum. And unfortunately, this one came also at an unfortunate price of life lost in our communities here in central Mississippi, as we cover over 30,000 acres, but we have a population of 11,100 plus, and we have to date lost 84 lives. And one life is great, but when the mortality rate such as ours has been to the extent, it affects us in so many ways. It not only takes away from families, it takes away from the tribe. And when you start losing elders, it loses pieces and strength of families. And also it is at times a loss of culture. And so, and being unable to adequately mourn and utilize our cultural practices enhances it even more with the pain. And I pray that for the rest of you all that are going through this, I lift my prayers up to you for your strength and comfort in this time, as well as I know that you all are lifting us up together, and we are battling together. We're in this battle together. I know that we will make it through. Just to give you a little perspective of how it's affected our tribe, to this date, we've been able to test 6,300 people. But in that testing, just shy of 12% has been the positive rate of cases that we have found. Today, we stand with 42 active cases, with 1,099 people have recovered. And, as I stated earlier, the death rate for our tribe to date is 84. And we continuing to strive. We've been blessed with our partners, with IHS, of the Nashville region. Also, we've been thankful for the VA Medical Center in Jackson, Mississippi, who is also partnered with us and to bring in a team that can assist us in testing and other clinical measures. And we have continued every step in guidance with CDC, educating our people. We've been continuing, and we will continue to do so, to send the message out that each and every one of us as a person, we hold a piece of that puzzle of the battle, and we've got to do our part. And together, each and every tribe throughout the United States, we've got to bind together as indigenous people to battle this unfortunate pandemic that has faced our lands. And it's very great that we all have been able to stand strong through our gaming operations and provide for our people, but we've been impacted greatly there. And so for us, closure of our operations for 6 months impacted at a gross loss of about 125 million. And of that, 35 million that we were unable to support our tribal government and the people. And the pain from that economic pressures and impacts has been great, that we have had to take measures in adjusting our fiscal budget and strive toward trying to pray and hope that we can make a comeback in the reopening. So far, we have opened up at 50% of our operations in mid-August. In this region, the state of Mississippi allowed gaming operations to open up June the 1st, but we stayed closed 10 weeks later than our area. And so the impact has also affected our customer base of possibly losing some customers. But we're thankful for our loyal customers. We're thankful for our loyal associates. We're thankful for our employees. We were closed by the tribal government and our enterprises for quite some time, but we have phased employees back. From a government standpoint, we're still in a partial shutdown. We're in phase one, where we alternate days of employees to try to minimize the census in the work environment. But we also have been thankful for the CARES Act funds that have come toward our tribal lands and different tribes, that we've been able to facilitate and put structures and barriers in place to protect our employees and our associates in the workplace. We've taken extensive measures in our gaming operations through thermal scanners, and also providing various ways of sanitation, and also protecting not only our associates but our guests as well, that they can still have the premium gaming experience in a safe environment. And so, I may reiterate the same thing that all other tribes are facing, but I would like to thank you for your prayers and support from afar to our people here at Mississippi Choctaw. And also, I'd like to extend my prayers. I'd like to extend our love to all of Indian country, that we are in this together. As we stay together, we will beat this sickness. God bless you all. And I pray for each and every one of us that we stand strong and we will prevail as our ancestors did in the past. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eric Shalansky. I'm the Region Director for the Sacramento region of the National Indian Gaming Commission. The Sacramento region of the NIGC comprises the entire state of California and northern Nevada. There are currently 122 federally recognized tribes in the region, of which 67 operate 80 licensed gaming facilities. The NIGC staff in the Sacramento office includes 2 administrative specialists, 5 compliance officers, and 2 field auditors. With this staff, we provide regulatory compliance oversight to tribal gaming operations that is accomplished through technical assistance, formal training conferences, and compliance site visits. We normally conduct approximately 100 site visits annually. One of the main areas of our regulatory activities that we share with the tribes is the background investigation and licensing process of key employees and primary management officials in the gaming operations. Tribal gaming regulatory authorities in Sacramento region prepared and submitted over 53,000 licensing documents to the region in fiscal year 2019. Now, it is my privilege to introduce my special guest today, Tribal Chairman Cody Martinez of the Sycuan Nation. Chairman Martinez, thank you for joining us today.
Hello, my name is Cody Martinez, Chairman of the Sycuan Band of the Sycuan Nation. Sycuan first opened our high-stakes Indian Bingo Hall in November of 1983. For our people, it was a great leap of faith into what would become a decades-long fight to secure tribal government gaming for the benefit of the Sycuan people. For nearly 37 years, Sycuan, like many other tribes, has grown our gaming businesses from tiny bingo halls to world-class gaming resorts. San Diego County gaming tribes alone employ over 12,000 people, the majority of which are non-Indians. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused economic depression on a global scale, and Indian gaming has not been immune. Sycuan, along with many other tribes in our region, recognizing the immediate health crisis, closed our gaming operations on March 20th. This closure soon became the longest in our 37-year history of operation. This immediate loss of revenue forced the tribe to cut expenses immediately, which resulted in reduction of programs and services to our members, and also staffing reductions across our entire organization. Sycuan operates a fire department, a tribal police department, and a medical dental clinic. These critical services have remained open and available to tribal members and the surrounding community throughout the ongoing pandemic. Tribal government gaming remains vital to the tribe's ability to provide critical programs and services to our tribal members, thousands of employed team members, and their families. Sycuan Casino Resort has worked diligently to establish a safe COVID prevention protocol for our gaming and government operations, as well as continues to work closely with local, state, and federal agencies. We hope that this message provides a greater understanding on the importance of tribal government gaming and the ability to safely operate for the Sycuan tribe. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dustin Thomas. I serve as the National Indian Gaming Commission's Chief of Staff. In addition to the important perspectives you heard from tribal leaders, 2 of the National Indian Gaming Commission's region directors appeared in this video. The NIGC regions play an important role in integrating local-level insights with the agency's national regulatory effort. From technical assistance and training to maintaining a local presence and providing regular services that help ensure industry integrity, the NIGC regions are an invaluable and unique resource for the industry's success and sustainability. To learn more about the scope and importance of NIGC's work, as well as the full text of the featured tribal leaders' statements from this video, please visit the NIGC website at www.nigc.gov. Thank you.